Do you know what cervical cancer is and how it can be prevented? This is a question that may not cross your mind as often as it should, but it's a conversation worth having. Cervical cancer is a type of cancer that occurs in the cells of the cervix, which is the lower part of the uterus that connects to the vagina. This type of cancer is mainly caused by the human papillomavirus, more commonly known as HPV. HPV is a sexually transmitted infection that often shows no symptoms, making it easy to spread without even realizing it. In many cases, cervical cancer develops slowly over time. This means that it may not present any symptoms in its early stages, making it all the more crucial to undergo regular screening. So, how would you know if you had cervical cancer? Some of the most common symptoms include abnormal vaginal bleeding, such as bleeding between periods, after sex, or after menopause. Some women may also experience pelvic pain and discomfort during sexual intercourse. But remember, these symptoms can also manifest due to conditions other than cervical cancer, so it's always critical to consult a healthcare professional for a proper diagnosis. Now let's talk about prevention. One of the fundamental ways to prevent cervical cancer is through vaccination against HPV. Safe sex practices can also significantly reduce the risk of HPV infection. As for screening, regular cervical cancer screening tests, such as Pap tests or HPV tests, are highly recommended. These tests can detect changes in the cervix long before cancer develops. Treatment options for cervical cancer are largely dependent on the stage of the cancer. They could include surgery, radiation therapy, chemotherapy, or even a combination of these approaches. Cervical cancer continues to be a significant global health issue, particularly in low and middle-income countries, where access to screening and treatment may be limited. Improving vaccination coverage, enhancing screening programs, and ensuring access to healthcare services are all vital steps in reducing the burden of cervical cancer worldwide. Remember, knowledge is power. Understanding what cervical cancer is, how it develops, and how it can be prevented is the first step towards safeguarding your health. So take action today. Get screened, get vaccinated. You have the power to protect yourself and others from cervical cancer. It's never too early and it's never too late.